Hello and welcome to New Mexico Football Friday night. Another season of the Pigskin is upon us as games return in full force next week. On the show tonight, we're going to preview teams in all classes, coach speak, pick the brains of a few New Mexico coaches, the new guy, talk to Albuquerque High new coach and former Lobo Curtis Flakes about turning his program around, things to come and what you can expect from another season of Football Friday. Now, this year will be different as far as classifications go. The teams you know as 5A are now Class 6A. It goes from 5 to 2 after that. The classification you remember as Single A is no more. We start in the ranks of 6A with District 1 up first, and we here at the show believe this will be one of the toughest districts in Class 6A this season. And that's bad news for Santa Fe as they've been tossed into the mix with these powerful teams. Cleveland has a new quarterback, Volcano Vista. They're curious about how their season will work out. Seabold coach Rod Williams turned a 1-win team into 7 last season with the solid group returning.
With this nucleus, I like those 5 guys both ways. You know, they're hard workers. They've been in the program for a long time. You know, they were here last year. They understand what we're trying to do, and so right now we depend on them heavily.
We're a faster team, more athletic than we were last year, with a lot more experience from our go-to players.
He's a dual threat quarterback. I mean, it's pretty obvious we're going to be in a spread situation and give Gabe the opportunity to carry the ball a little bit. He's a dual threat guy. You know, when the ball's in his hands, he's a threat.
Our junior class and our seniors are the 2 classes that are going to be made up of varsity, which is going to be a unique thing. The last few years, it seems like we've started a lot of sophomores. And, you know, right now I don't think we have one starting, so it ought to be an interesting year for us.
One of those powerhouse teams, the Rio Rancho Rams, which I think will be a title contender this season. And Rams coach Dave House joins us here in studio. You got direct knowledge of that talent and what you guys can do as far as this season. And that quarterback, Easton Brewer, back for another year. Guy seems like he's been here for 100 years, and you got some skill guys around him. What are we talking about this time?
You know, like you said, Easton's back for a 3rd season. He's been with us since he's been a freshman. He's actually spent a lot of time around the field house as an 8th grader. So he's been around forever, so it's going to be interesting next year. But, you know, we've got a bunch of skill guys running around, and, you know, we've never been short of skill guys up there. And, you know, our biggest question mark is probably the inexperience up front, but we're excited to see what they can do against El Dorado tomorrow night.
It seems like that's a theme in high school football this year, like the guys up front, like everybody's like lost some linemen. You know, everywhere I've been, they were talking about we're going to be this way up front, or so it might just be one of those years where everybody's just got some JV guys up front, and we see what happens.
I think that's what you're seeing around, a lot of parity. There's a lot of athletes running around, a lot of 7-on-7s going on all summer long, and a lot of kids are really kind of matching up well with each other. But up front, it's kind of who's been in the weight room a little bit more, and you're not seeing those 300-pounders up front that we've seen in the past couple years all over the place. And so it's going to be maybe a faster game, a little basketball on grass.
Basketball on grass, I like that. And as far as your team and your district, you know, that's a solid district, man. I was looking at that district, and you throw Santa Fe in there with you guys, and you know, no offense to Santa Fe, but they're going to have a tough time, man. I mean, you guys are like the powerhouses for the last few years, and they threw them in there with you guys.
Well, you know, we have nothing but respect for our opponents, and we certainly look for Santa Fe to, you know, compete as well. And you look at our district, I think we are very competitive, and I think it is a powerful district. You look at the East District with La Cueva, Manzano, El Dorado, and Sandia. That's a tough district, and then obviously down south with Cruces and Mayfield, and then Clovis is always barking, you know, and always doing their thing. So there's a lot of parity this year. But I'll tell you what, I look forward to seeing what this district can do this year.
All right, Coach, we look forward to seeing what you Rio Rancho Rams are going to do. And right now we take a look at District 2. Manzano has another year under Chad Adcock, and Highland has a new coach, a former Lobo, running the show. District 2 would be an interesting race. El Dorado and La Cueva are rivals and could be the last 2 standing.
We want people to talk about our defense like, you know, it's a bad thing, a bad disease. You know, you don't want to mess with it. You don't want to be there. You don't want to be around it. You don't want to deal with it.
Real excited. We got some good returning skill guys, and then I have some young linemen that have really stepped up, worked hard through the offseason, got stronger, and we got them into the weight room in January, and they've put on some good weight.
Zach's 238 pounds, and he can run. So, you know, we're hoping that it's a good combination of him passing the ball and running the ball. So, you know, we expect a big year from Zach.
I have just high standards for myself. You know, I want to finish out high school with a bang, and I want to, you know, like I said, I want this team to go as far as they can. I think we have the talent to make a run.
Gentry, the quarterback headed for Texas, has thrown for over 3,600 yards the past 2 seasons. La Cueva is looking to turn around last year's 3-7 season. Head coach Brandon Back is in his 2nd year with most of its defensive starters returning. The Bears will have bite. Now, Manzano will have seniors, about 24 in the fold. Chad Adcock working on a third season, leading the Monarchs. Maybe Deming is saying, why y'all put us in the title town bracket? Between the two of them, Las Cruces and Mayfield have won 13 of the last 19 state titles among big schools. Mayfield has 7 of those, Las Cruces 6. In fact, Las Cruces has the last 2 titles. They edged guess who in last year's 5A championship game, came down to a blocked extra point in front of a packed house in Aggie Memorial Stadium. Mayfield will still be holding with Division I prospect Kavika Johnson running the show under center. Cruces will be just as tough with Coach Jim Miller's son Cameron quarterbacking his club. Here are both coaches interviewed by NMPreps.com and Football Friday contributor Kyle Henderson.
Well, we've got 24 seniors coming back, kind of a middle of the road as far as our numbers wise, but we've got 24 very good seniors, and their leadership is coming around. I think that's extremely important. Every coach does. You cannot have a very good football team if you don't have senior leaders.
Our off season starting in January, we didn't worry about back-to-back. We worry about a three-peat, and that's the goal of these guys. And they've been working real hard since January, gotten a lot stronger, faster. All the younger kids have come up, and they need to participate and play. And it's been a good off season, so we're real happy where we're at.
All right, we head to District 468, which covers most of southeastern New Mexico and southwest with Alamogordo. And this is a good time to introduce the newest member of our KRQE sports team, Jared Chester. Covered a lot of football in District 4, the Eastern New Mexico grad, replacing Lawrence Gilligan, who is moving on to North Carolina. Jared, enlighten us.
Thanks, Van. Well, it is a pleasure to be here, and yep, I have seen my fair share of Eastern New Mexico sports. But getting straight to it, the Beasts from the East in District 4 love their football. It's 4 teams fighting for that one coveted district title, and it's always fun to see who comes out on top. Clovis Wildcats are a team that have a chance to make it and do well in the playoffs. This is a credit to their hard-nosed style of play, and hey, it won't be easy to win in this district unless you get a caveman to do it. Carlsbad is coming into this year with 12 returning seniors, and while they have a young line, they are always a scrappy group of kids. This could be due to coaching, as Ron Arrington goes into his 19th year as head coach for the Cavemen. Another team to watch out for in this district has to be the Eagles of Hobbs, coming off an 8-2 record from last year. Hobbs head coach Charles Cleghorn is excited about this year because his team has improved in areas of overall strength and speed in his receivers. Only time will tell who's going to clinch this district, but let's switch it up and see what's going on in District 5 as we send it back to Van for more. Van?
Yeah, thanks, Jared. In District 5, West Mesa will have the opportunity to play the first game of the season. Albuquerque High and the Rio Grande Ravens, they're settling in with new coaches. The Ravens coach is stressing discipline. Now, the Valley Vikings had the perfect 11-0 regular season last year, and they might be running away with the district again. We'll have to see. But they would have to do it without quarterback and New Mexico Gatorade Player of the Year, Bo Coleman, who has graduated.
We may be a little more run-based because Jordan's running abilities, but it'll still be high-octane, fast, and fun to watch for sure.
They want to rush me, I'll throw it out there, and if they want to sit back, I'll beat them with my feet. So I really think there's a lot more I can do. I'm a lot more versatile than Bo was.
We're really excited. I was telling him this morning we'll be the first game in the state. All the eyes will be on us, and we'll have the opportunity to get things started in a positive manner, and we couldn't be more excited about it.
Kids want discipline, they want structure, they want to be pushed, and you have to tell them, look, this is not mandatory. You chose to come out, so you're choosing to be coached, you're choosing to be pushed. And when they start understanding that, they want to get better, they want to excel.
The Atrisco Heritage Jaguars will have a huge say in what is going on in District 5. The Jags have size and speed. Their defense is very capable of putting tremendous pressure on the quarterback. They might be the last team standing in District 5. Joining me now is first-year coach, former Lobo, Curtis Flakes. Albuquerque High, you got this program. You got a big job ahead of you. 1-39 since 2010. How do you turn it around?
Oh man, we just go in, be excited, be enthusiastic, and know that it's not a challenge, but an opportunity for our kids to be a part of something special.
You know, and you're dealing with kids and stuff like that. Have you found that if you encourage, especially when they're at that age, and build people up, you get good results? Is that what you're finding? Or?
Yeah, and that's definitely what we're finding, because we're not there just to help these guys become better athletes, but we're there to help them become better men, and so we definitely find the joy and the work in doing that.
And as far as having something that fragile, what do you think it's been as far as where the guys couldn't get over the hump? Because, I mean, we're talking about going like back to 2010, and you just getting an inside look and seeing what you have there. What did you think has been the main thing?
I mean, the main thing is just getting the kids excited to play. You know what I mean?
You think they haven't been excited, or?
I mean, not necessarily not excited, but just getting them excited about the game of football and going out there and playing for the person next to them. I think after sitting down and reviewing the film that we had received on the players, there was a lot of guys out there doing their own thing. And, you know, with a football team, it wasn't meshing well together. You had guys all over the place, but definitely getting in there and bringing some discipline there where the kids know, hey, you just do your 1/11th and focus on your job, then everything else will fall in place just like a puzzle piece. So that's definitely one of the things we worked on.
You guys going up against Siebler, you and Rod Williams making history. You know, two African-American coaches facing off in high school football in New Mexico. Talk about that.
I mean, it's definitely, first of all, it's just an honor to be able to be in this situation right now. I mean, thinking back 5-10 years ago, I never would have thought I'd have been in this position. And the Siebler is a great team, and Rod Williams, I mean, that's a great guy. He was one of the first coaches that actually came to the high school and sat down at Albuquerque High and talked to me. And you know, he had previously worked there before as a coach and as a teacher, and he taught me a lot about it in just a short period of time. And we text a lot and stay in contact with each other just on a mentorship type level. And it's definitely awesome to have it, and then to line up on the other side of the field and play against them, that'd be a fun time. So we're excited about it and want to put on a good show.
All right, we'll see what happens. Albuquerque High head coach Curtis Flakes. And of course, they'll have an early start, 5 p.m. Look at that as you look at the slate of games. These are some of them. We'll be showing you games throughout the show, their start times and location right on New Mexico Football Friday. Timeout is called. More New Mexico Football Friday night is on the way. The ranks of Class 5A is up next. Can the Farmington Scorpions go back-to-back? And we can't talk about 5A without taking a trip to the V. Valencia County runs 3 deep in the postseason on the regular. How does 2014 look? First, check out these cheerleaders from our Cheerleaders of the Week a year back.
Go Big Red!